Good morning. Can you tell? It's definitely morning today. Like right now. It's already almost 5:30. Oh, I'm tired. Anyways, I don't have my glasses on because I don't like the glare like to show up on the screen, I guess, if you want to say it like that. But anyways, good morning, and I guess I finally am able to film my PCOS story. Again, looking kind of rough. I'm sorry. Just woke up. I wanted to do this before I hopped in the shower, just because of the fact that if my kids wake up, I can run to them really quick. I have to get in the shower in about 30 minutes anyways. So already PCOS problems, I can show you already, since we're already here, and then I'll get into my story. My main symptoms have always been irregular periods since I started them. I honestly can't remember what age I was, but I was young. I want to say 6th grade, but I'm not sure and I can't remember. Irregular periods, heavy periods, like heavy. My husband and I were literally just talking about this yesterday. I need to go back in and I guess I need to get a physical done, like regular checkup, and I want to get checked for like iron and all that stuff, because of the heavy bleeding. Again, irregular periods, heavy periods, apparently cystic ovaries. I discovered that when I was 17, but nobody explained to me that it was PCOS. I'll get back to you on that. Adult acne, you can see it here, all adult acne. I have rosacea as well, but I don't think that is associated with my PCOS. I think that's just genetic because my mom has it. Rosacea sucks. I'm always red. Mine is not as extreme as some other people's that I've seen, but I get it a lot here, and my nose is red, and I can't remember if rosacea also affects your nose, but my nose always gets red. I have rosacea here for sure, and like I said, adult acne, I get it everywhere. I get excessive hair growth. Excessive hair growth, let's just say that. I have at one point struggled to get pregnant. Again, I'll talk. Sorry, I'm playing with my hair so much. It's just I'm ready for a haircut. Anyways, I have struggled to get pregnant, and I'll talk to you about that also, along with my PCOS story. And weight gain is extreme, and then losing weight sucks with PCOS. It takes me like double the time. Like recently, I was celebrating on Wednesday. I was celebrating that I'm down to 203 pounds. When I started this journey, like my Fit MAMAQ journey, I was 210. During that time, I guess summer break happened and everything, I got up to 215. And I didn't tell no one. I didn't tell Instagram. I didn't tell you guys, just because I was like so disappointed in myself. And then I decided, I have my kids' camera there in case they wake up, I can hear them or see them. Anyways, I was just like, well, that sucks, because I started a freaking Instagram and a YouTube channel, and instead of losing weight, I'm gaining weight. And I was like, something's got to change. And at that time, I was still using insulin that I was supposed to be weaning off of since I had my daughter, and she's about to be 2. So unfortunately, I have not gone back to my endocrinologist like I should have for a long time. And that alone, I know, was affecting me, because insulin does keep weight on you. I don't care what anyone says. you gain weight or you keep weight when you're insulin. So I decided, my medical professional did not say this, but I just decided to cut myself off my insulin and continue with my metformin pills that he prescribed to me. And you know what? I went from 215 to 206, just cutting off insulin. And then I did start eating a little bit healthier, which also contributes to getting down to 206. But I was celebrating 206 when I saw that on the scale. I was so excited. When I weighed myself that day, I was like, man, I'm gonna like weigh 220 probably by now, and blah blah blah. And it said 206, and I was happy. And then Wednesday, I weighed myself 10 days later, and I was 203. And I was like, oh, I lost 3 pounds. I lost 3 pounds. I was so happy. And I know it's not a big milestone, but for me, I've been struggling a long time with losing weight, and it was a milestone for me. Once I get down to 200, that's my very first goal, to get down to 200. Once I get to 200, I want to get to 195. I'm setting myself small goals versus big goals. Anyways, again, back to my PCOS story. Yes, weight gain was the #1 thing. Weight gain, cystic ovaries, excessive hair growth. I did at one point get kind of like alopecia. I did start losing my hair in the back of my head. I don't remember if that's part of it. I have insulin resistance. You pretty much name it, I got it for the most part. Like, of all symptoms that somebody with PCOS can have. As a matter of fact, let me see. I can tell you, I can go down a list and tell you exactly all the symptoms that I have. Like my Beauty and the Beast and Minnie, hello. Yeah, see? You can get abnormal menstruation, absence of menstruation. I also have that, just because I do not get my period every single month. I'm kind of, now that I'm like older and I'm not gonna have kids, I'm happy I don't get my period every month. But before, it scared me, because I mean, at the very beginning of my diagnosis or whatever, I didn't really care because I was young and dumb. But like, the older I got, and then I realized, like, holy crap, I'm not getting my period, I'm not gonna get pregnant, I'm never gonna be a mom. Oh my god, like, all the fear started setting in, and I didn't talk to anybody about it. I was just holding it all in. Heavy menstruation, I got that. Irregular menstruation, I got that. Short and light menstruation, I do not got that, or spotting, thankfully. Obesity, over 200 pounds, yep. Overweight or weight gain, got it all. Acne and oily skin, you can tell I have oily skin. All this, you can tell. Depression, I have had that. I don't talk about it, but I do. I guess I don't get it as bad as most people, thank God, but I do feel like I do have like super minor depression, nothing insane, but I feel it. And then another thing is anxiety. My anxiety has gotten so bad. Recently, my husband came back to first shift, which is day shift at work, and it's gotten better, because I guess because he's home. But he was on night shift, like literally working overnight hours from 9 to 9. He would be out of the house for almost 5 years. And once we moved to our home, our single family home, it was just me and the kids. My anxiety skyrocketed. I had 2 small little babies to take care of by myself. Like, it was insane. And my anxiety just went and right now, every once in a while it hits more, like I notice now, when my kids are sick. If my kids are sick, you can best believe my anxiety is through the roof, and it sucks. Loss of scalp hair, at all here. That's what I told you. I started losing my hair back here years ago. I went to a dermatologist. He injected something in my head, and thankfully my hair grew back, but that was like forever. Like, that took forever to grow. Or unwanted hair. And I do have unwanted hair, I will tell you that. So yeah, I mean, I know there's more symptoms, but I have pretty much every symptom. And I do have insulin resistance, which caused me to get diabetes early in life. I did not know PCOS led to diabetes, because back then I didn't know anything about it. So yes, PCOS can lead you to get diagnosed with diabetes. Now that I'm older, I understand that, well, I should say, I believe that PCOS, you're born with it. At least I think I was. Because ever since I got my first period, my periods were irregular. I never once, I can't remember a point in time where my periods came every month at all. Like every month, I don't remember that at all. And the main time I should have realized I had PCOS, but I was not educated, I was not told either, was when I was 17. I ended up in the emergency room thinking I had appendicitis or something. The ER asked me, are you pregnant? Is it possible you're pregnant? I was like, I guess it could be possible I was pregnant. And my mom was like, what? And I was like, I said that to them though, like on the side, because my mom was on the phone with my dad, and I was like, yeah, I mean, you can do a pregnancy test if you like, because I guess, I mean, it is what it is. And then obviously that came back negative. They did ultrasounds and x-rays, and then they realized that I had a cyst the size of a golf ball in my right ovary. And our golf balls our ovaries are the size of an almond, and an almond is tiny, like it's tiny, probably like, no, probably, I'm sure you guys have seen an almond, but our ovaries are the size of an almond. My cyst caused my ovary to be the size of a golf ball, and unfortunately they had to do emergency surgery, and they removed that ovary. The doctor told me nothing about PCOS, nothing about polycystic ovarian syndrome. Like, he didn't tell me nothing about that. All he told me was, when you decide to have children, be prepared that you might not have children. Just like that. Cold and everything. Like, be prepared that you might never have children. If you do, because you have one ovary left, you will struggle. You will need medicine. You will probably need like treatments. He's like, I can't promise you that you will have children because you have a left ovary left. Apparently, he says, I don't know if this is true now, but what he told me was, you don't release eggs as much from your left ovary. And I was like, really? And the thing is that since I was only 17, I was young and dumb, and I didn't care, I guess you can say, whether I got pregnant at that point or not, because I was a teenager. Kids weren't in my future yet, but I was always that mom. Like, I was always that girl that said, one day I'm gonna have my husband and I want 4 kids. 4. I was nuts. I have 4 kids now, but I was nuts thinking that I wanted 4 kids at that young age. Like, who wants 4 kids at 17 years old? But anyways, as long as I could remember, I always wanted kids when I was older, and that was cut away from me supposedly at that age. But he didn't explain why I had the cyst. He didn't explain anything. And I was like, I left the emergency room and surgery pretty much just lost, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, cool, I can go be with my boyfriend and we don't even have to worry about having babies or anything like that. Cool, that's fine. And then yeah, so I went on with my business, and then I started gaining weight fast, out of nowhere. So like, I don't know, I guess I want to say you're born with PCOS, but something has to activate it. And I think that one cyst activated my PCOS, because after I had that surgery, I drastically started gaining weight. Like, by the time I was graduating, I already felt I was bigger than I should have been, than I was. I used to weigh 140 in high school, and I know I gained weight. Like, it was insane how much weight I gained. I don't even know how heavy I got, because I refused to weigh myself. So anyways, I started Googling, why am I gaining weight? Why are my periods normal? Like, I Googled it all. And I came up with polycystic ovarian syndrome. And I was like, So one time I remember I went to the doctor and I told her, I was like, you know what? I think I have PCOS. And she was like, what makes you think that? And I was like, well, I have this and this and this and this and that. And I told her all my symptoms, and she was like, you know what? You do. She said, you have to do. You have to. She's like, there's no way you don't. And I was like, so technically I just self-diagnosed myself? Is that what you're telling me? She's like, pretty much. And then that was it. No treatment plan, no nothing. And I was just like, okay. And I wish she would have been more educated on it, I guess. I wish she would have told me, like, you know what, the insulin resistance that you will develop or you possibly have will one day lead you to be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes early. Because once a few years passed by, in September 2010, I went for a checkup and I wasn't feeling good. I remember I didn't feel good. And then she's like, you know what, I want to do a blood sugar test on you, like a quick finger prick test. And I was like, okay. So they did that, and then my blood sugar was over 300. Your healthy blood sugar should be at 120 or less. A healthy blood sugar is between, I believe, 70 to 120, and mine was over 300. It was like 330, if I remember. That's high. And she's like, you know what, I think you have diabetes. And I was like, what? She was like, I think you have type 2 diabetes. And I was like, what does that mean? And she's like, well, your body's not either, I can't remember if she said it was overproducing or underproducing. I don't remember what she told me, but it had to do with my insulin. And now that I'm older and more educated on PCOS, I'm like, okay, well, my PCOS is the insulin resistant kind. There's different kinds of PCOS. And I'm sorry I didn't do my research on other kinds, but I can tell you that I have the insulin resistant kind, which is the kind that will have you gain weight, and you do have to exercise moderately to keep it under control. She diagnosed me with the type 2 diabetes, and then she said, well, I want to put you on metformin because that will help control your diabetes, and then we'll go from there. So she prescribed me metformin in September 2010. And keep in mind, at this point in time, I had just learned about my PCOS. I knew I was never going to get pregnant. I didn't know what the heck I was going to do with my life at the moment or anything. I just had a really supportive boyfriend who is now my husband. And I went from there. And so once I started taking my pills, I had to take them twice a day. I still take them twice a day. In December, I remember I told my husband, not my husband, I told him, I don't feel good. Like, I feel weird. But I think it's just that my period's finally coming. It had been a few months. And I had like sore breasts. And I just felt funny. And he was like, no, you're pregnant. And I was like, babe, there's no way I'm pregnant. The doctors told us we can't be pregnant. I was like, we've got it in. We've been having sex unprotected for a long time and never once got pregnant. Why would I get pregnant now? He was like, I had a dream that you were pregnant. And not that you were pregnant, but his grandma our friend that passed away, his grandpa, they all came to him in a dream. And I know some people don't believe in stuff like that, but we do. And they came to him in a dream and they told him that he was gonna be a dad, that I was pregnant pretty much. And so of course I was like, there's no way, babe. Like, what? There's no way that's real. Like, it's a dream. He's like, how is it 3 different people in my life that are not here anymore told me you're pregnant? So go get a pregnancy test. And so we went and we bought a pregnancy test. And then I was like, well, we have to do it in the morning pee. You can't do it in the nighttime because that's when they say the hormone is the strongest. And then the next day I had to go to school and I woke up late and I didn't get to take a pregnancy test. And my husband was like, what the heck? I was able to do the test. I got up really early. I did not pee. I got ready and everything. And I made sure I held in my pee. And do you know how hard that is? And I rushed over to my boyfriend's house. And then I was like, babe, I got the test. Should I do it? And he's like, duh. So I went and I did it, and then we saw immediately the lines, and we were like, what the heck? Oh my god, like, what are we gonna do? Like, how the heck did I get pregnant? Not even in my brain did I know metformin starts helping PCOS symptoms, and it can help you get pregnant. And I was like, I had no clue, and I still didn't know that until years later. Like, I didn't know metformin was a form of medicine that people use or doctors use to help with PCOS symptoms. And so I didn't know that taking the metformin that was prescribed for my diabetes jump-started my ovulation. Sorry, my camera turned off. I don't know why. But anyways, I didn't know metformin can help you boost your ovulation and start helping with symptoms of your polycystic ovarian syndrome. So that happened. We got pregnant. And I think, honestly, having a full-term pregnancy and everything, staying on metformin is what has helped me have all my babies. I think the pregnancy might have boosted my system in some way. And somehow now we have 4 kids. And I am grateful, I am blessed, and I'm thankful that I have all my 4 babies, as crazy as I go with them. But yeah, it was just, and I've only learned about polycystic ovarian syndrome through my own research now. Like, now I know, like, that cyst I got when I was 17 was caused by my PCOS. There's no way. There was nothing else to cause my all the cysts that I had in my ovaries. That was my PCOS. And then all the weight gain, like everything, and then it just led up to type 2 diabetes. So now I'm stuck with 2 chronic illnesses, and it's just like I wish I would have known. Like, I wish somebody would have told me, you know, polycystic ovarian syndrome can lead to other illnesses, especially diabetes. Like, I think I would have tried even more to take better care of myself, and I didn't. And we did sign up for the gym lots of times. Like, we spent our money when there was still Bally's Total Fitness. Like, we did it all, and I never lost weight. Now I know why I never lost weight. But now I know that I can start taking care of myself, and I've researched and I learned, and from what I've noticed like the treatment for my polycystic ovarian syndrome, everybody is different. So everybody will have a different treatment, which is why they say go to a hormonal doctor who is an endocrinologist, and they will take care of you. I still need to find an endocrinologist that does help with polycystic ovarian syndrome. I just have one that helps with my diabetes. We never talk about PCOS when we're there. He knows I have it. We've never talked about it. Anyways, I'm gonna be on metformin for the rest of my life unless I can somehow manage to control it completely, my diabetes. But I honestly don't think that will happen. I mean, you never know. The future is far away. But I do metformin, and now I've learned that keeping a low carb diet is your best bet when you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, because carbs are not your friend. Wheat is not your friend. So like bread and all that stuff, nope. So it's your best to keep a low carb diet, like under 50 grams a day, and then try your best to be dairy free. Gluten free is something I've learned that now I'm starting to pay attention to, and holy crap, I feel like it's hard to eat gluten free. I mean, there's more possibilities now than before, but it still feels really restrictive. But if that's something that's going to help me, I'm going to try my best to stick to it. So low carb, gluten free, dairy free. And for polycystic ovarian syndrome with insulin resistance, it's best to try to keep yourself active. You want to do, like, I guess moderate exercise, and just pretty much do all of that. Like, you want to eat healthy, greens, you know, veggies are fine, perfect. You know, fruit is, I know fruit is considered healthy, but it depends on the fruit you're eating. If you're keeping it low carb, you want to have some strawberries, some blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. Stick to the berries, and then go from there. I have started eating, not keto. My husband's doing keto, and I tell everyone I don't do keto because I can't do as much dairy as keto people do. I have not cut myself off completely from dairy, which is probably why I still have all this acne, to be honest. But I do try to eat as low carb as I can now. I have completely cut off sweets. That's another thing you gotta do. Cut off sweets. Like good sweets, bad sweets, all the sweets. Like, especially if you're doing low carb. Like, yeah, okay, if you need to have an apple, like if you have a really big craving, you can get an apple because of the way that it breaks down in your body. You can have that, but you add like a protein, peanut butter or something, nuts, something. Don't just have the apple. But yeah, stuff like that. That's the main treatment I've been doing. There's other things if you are trying to have babies. I know that they start with metformin. They also do Clomid or Clomid. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. And then you move on from there. Eventually you can have treatments like IVF and everything. It all depends on your body, how you react to everything. Thank God I was able to just have children with metformin alone. But there are other women that will struggle for a really long time, and you just need to find the right doctors and everything to be able to help you. Whatever works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And I'm not a doctor or anything, but this is what helps me. And like I said, low carb, gluten free, dairy free, moderate exercise. I have not done the moderate exercise part yet. But also, I had a really bad childbirth with my last baby, my daughter. Sorry, my foot's falling asleep. I'm on the floor. And yes, I'm in my pajamas. I'll talk about it eventually, I'm sure. But I had it was an experience. But basically I can't work out for 2 years because of it. Because everything inside of me was all screwed up. So my best bet is to wait until she turns 2, which is next month, and then I can add in small exercise, nothing extreme. Because of my pregnancies, I did develop, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, it's called diastasis recti or something like that. So like ab workouts and all that stuff, that's not gonna happen. I'm not allowed to do that. When you have something like that, you're not allowed to do that. So I gotta figure out how to work with that also. But yeah, I mean, that's the main thing. That's what I'm doing. That's how I'm treating my polycystic ovarian syndrome. Again, everybody's different. Everyone needs to have their own way of doing things. But as of right now, this is what's starting to work for me. It's been a long time coming. Like, I need to focus on myself, and I should be focusing on myself, especially because I have 4 babies that depend on me, a husband that he doesn't depend on me, but he says he doesn't, but he still does, because I still take care of him, because he's my husband and I love him. We've been together since high school, so we are high school sweethearts. And yeah, so I've decided, you know, it's time. I have to start taking care of myself, and I want to be here to hopefully see my grandchildren one day, and that won't happen if I don't start taking care of myself. So this is what I'm going to start with. This is my story of my PCOS. If you have any other questions, just feel free to leave it down in the comments. You can follow me on Instagram at FitMamaQ, and you can DM me there if you need to. Like, I'm an open book now, pretty much. I put my story out there. It's nothing crazy, but it is like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have, a lot of women have the same way, like, where they were pretty much not told anything about PCOS unless they researched it. And still to this day, I'm still learning new things. I literally just Google everything because my doctors don't tell me nothing about it. And again, I don't know. I will try my best to keep updating onto YouTube about my, I'm not calling it a weight loss journey. Weight loss is a plus, but it's my health journey. And I'm trying to get my diabetes back on track. I'm trying to get all these PCOS symptoms on track. Now that I'm done having children, like I'm literally done having children, I do want to find a way to get rid of my periods, because when I do get my period, the bleeding is insane and the pain is worse. Like, ever since I had my daughter, my periods are the most painful things ever. Like, I don't even want to move, and it's not possible with 2 babies. Like, it's not possible to not move and get things done when I have 4 kids. 2 babies, 2 under 2 are at home while the older 2 are at school, and it's like, I need to figure out how to take care of this. So I am going to be scheduling an OBGYN appointment soon. I'm going to schedule a physical soon. I got to schedule an appointment with my endocrinologist soon. I got to do all of that, and I will try to take you guys with me. I can't promise anything because, you know, medical settings and cameras don't mix. But we'll see. So again, if you have any other questions about my polycystic ovary story, I can't even talk right now. My PCOS story, if you have any questions, if I missed anything, if you want anything answered about me, if you guys have anything at all, like if you have any ideas for my next story. This is kind of like my PCOS and diabetes story because I was diagnosed with both, and I pretty much explained how I was diagnosed with both. But yeah, so I'm sorry I talked forever. It feels like I talked forever, but I just wanted to tell you guys everything. And yeah, I gotta go because I see Selena moving, and I'm sorry if you can hear my camera the whole time. I'm sorry, but it's like I need it on because I need to be able to see if they're here, like, or if they're awake or anything. And like, I can try to hear them through the walls, but it's like you can't really hear that well from here to my master for some reason. But yeah, so I hope you guys have a good day. I am about to go hop in the shower. And yeah, also for my acne, I know people are gonna ask me, I still don't know what works for me. That's another thing I want to do. I want to go and freaking go to a dermatologist as well. I don't know. My life's a mess. It's hard to get to everywhere. I take care of 4 children all day, a husband, cook, clean, do everything, and it's like, to focus on myself is really difficult, but I'm trying my best. So yeah, so I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Again, if you have any questions, any comments you'd like to leave or anything like that, put them down there. Please subscribe. I hope to get more videos up soon. Yeah, I will be trying to post a what I eat in a day. I did try to film that the other day, and I only ate 2 meals in the day, and I mean, that's just how my life is, honestly. Sometimes I eat 2 meals, sometimes I eat 3, sometimes I only eat 1. It all depends on my day. It all depends on how I feel. I will put up whatever I did that day just because. But yeah, so I hope you guys stick around. Thank you guys for all the support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, FitMamaQ. I will leave it linked below. Bye.
Whenever your heart is broken,